Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we have a new video for you. It was played between Hikaru Nakamura and Fabiano Caruana in round 8 of candidates tournament. Here Caruana is playing with black pieces while Hikaru is playing with white pieces. So Hikaru starts with e4, Caruana replies with e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6. So we have Spanish opening, Anderssen variation over the board, bishop retreats to a4. And now knight f6, attacking the pawn on the center, d3 defending the e4 pawn, bishop c5, developing move, preparing for castle, Hikaru castles, d6 strengthening the center, c3, and now Caruana castles. Rook goes to e1, centralizing the rook, knight goes to e7, rerouting the knight so that he could develop the knight to g6, which is the position of knight in Spanish game. Knight develops to d2, knight g6, knight f1, d5. So hitting the center with d5, e takes d5, knight takes d5, bishop b3 by Hikaru Nakamura, c6, strengthening the knight into the center, d4 push, e takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, h3, a utility move in order to gain control over g4 square. Bishop takes d4, c takes d4. So an isolated pawn into the center. Knight goes to d5, blocking the pawn on d4. Bishop moves to c2, keeping an eye over b1 h7 diagonal. Bishop goes to e6, knight g3. Knight d goes to f4. Rook e4, attacking the knight. Knight moves to d5. a3, again a utility move in order to gain control over b4 square so that the knight could not move to b4. Rook e8, centralizing the rook. Bishop d2, a developing move. Knight goes to f6, attacking the rook. And bishop g5, pinning the knight. h6, attacking the bishop, but this knight is pinned with this bishop. So bishop takes f6, queen takes f6, and now queen d2. Queen goes to g5, offering trades of queen. Rook moves to e3. The position was completely equal, but the only problem was that Caruana was facing time pressure. Knight f4. h4 attacking the queen. Queen moves to d5. Here it was an interesting choice because the queen could also grab this pawn, but after that the rook simply moves to e4, pinning the knight and the queen, and with g5 like defensive moves, then comes the rook e1, connecting both the rooks along the e file. So it gives a lead in development to Hikaru Nakamura, and it gives a strong initiative. That's why Caruana went for the safer choice and it went for queen d5, attacking the pawn on g2. Rook e4, attacking the knight, also stopping the queen to attack g2 pawn. Knight moves to g6. Rook a goes to e1. Both the rooks are connected along e file. Knight goes to f8. Rook e5. Now queen d8, and you can see the evaluation bar is fluctuating as Caruana was facing time trouble during this, so the moves were made quite quickly. h5, bishop d7, an inaccuracy. Instead, queen d7 was best in this position. Rook takes e8, bishop takes e8, knight f5, queen moves to f6, queen b4, attacking the pawn. But Caruana was facing serious time trouble during this, and it was because of the time trouble that he was facing that he blundered the next move with b5. As after b5, the position is completely winning for Hikaru Nakamura. As after knight e7 check, the king has to move to h8 because of that bishop on c2. The h7 square is not available, and after a nasty discovery over knight d5 attacking the queen, also threatening queen takes f8 checkmate, the queen is lost and the position was completely winning for Hikaru Nakamura. And after knight d5, it was in this position that Caruana resigned and Nakamura managed to win this match. I hope you enjoyed the video. For more such videos, do not forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you.